This is a Dragon Blazer production, and I am the little boogeyman.
Right.
This is the Boomer and Blaze Show. I am Boomer.
And I'm Blaze.
The champs are back for another week, and what a week it has been. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Besides our regular bullshit, I mean, we got to talk about WrestleMania. We got to talk about a vacated title, and we got to talk about next month's new pay-per-view, which kind of shocked me. But before we get to all of that, let me start off with some nerdy stuff. Now, normally I would not have revealed this until the show started, but I had to show my co-host this when I got it. I got a hold of what I think is currently the best figure WWE's ever made. Ladies and gentlemen, John Cena. Invisible John
I'm sorry, I can't see it.
I was shocked because, unfortunately, in this day and age, with these so-called collectors, these people go into the stores and buy like 15 of one figure and then turn around and sell them for 3 times what they're worth. You know, I hate modern collectors. But believe it or not, I went to the Walmart app and this bitch was there, and I'm like, oh, sold. So I did get one. Of course, he's breathing because that's what I do. I got to let him breathe. So there we go. Invisible Cena. Get me. By the way, did you see Cena came out in an interview and said that he knew in his first promo that the heel run wasn't going to work? He felt like he failed right away. That's something Cena said.
That's weird because I thought he did a good job.
I don't think I totally agree with that. I still feel like it didn't work because it was based on The Rock. And I'm not saying Cena couldn't have done it without The Rock, but the problem is you based the whole fucking turn on The Rock. And then there was no Rock. I think that's why it didn't work. In my opinion.
I agree with that. I think the story got screwed up, but that Cena pipe bomb was amazing.
Yeah, in his first promo when he talked about you don't deserve new music, you don't deserve, like, all that shit was good. I don't think he failed. I think he's just kind of fading the heat. Or trying to, I guess. I don't know. But anyway.
I will say that I think he should have gone when he said you don't deserve this. I think he should have came out with no music. Yeah, just came out like no fanfare, not giving a crap. I think that would have been cool.
Someone actually interviewed Cody about turning heel, and he said, I don't know if they're ready for the kind of heel I would be, because if I turn, I'll have no music, I'll have no video. I'll be a totally different kind of heel.
I would like that. That sounds cool.
So, but anyway,
right.
We're not quite there yet. Before we do get to where we're going here, let's start with our, we got one death to talk about.
Okay.
I don't know how well you know this person, but he's one of them people you've probably seen in something. Mr. Terrence, I want to say this right. Terrence, is it Steph? Put up the graphic.
You know how you say it? General Zod. That's how you say it.
Well, I was making sure that that's where you knew him from. I didn't know because I didn't think you watched the original Superman, so I just didn't quite remember them.
Oh, it's been a while, but yeah, I've watched them.
Yes. But,
the first one's all right, although I do hate the whole I'm going to turn around the world. Like, that thing was dumb, but other than that, I mean, I think Christopher Reeve is he's a good-looking Superman. I think a lot of those movies are just products of their time. They can only do so much.
Mr. Terrence Stamp is his actual name, but I guess most people know him as Zod. He was one of those. He wasn't really the leading actor in anything, really, but he's been in a lot of shit. He was around a long time.
Yeah, now don't get me wrong. It's not like when I knew who he was because I'm on Facebook and people share things, and that's the one thing they mentioned is that was General Zod. So I was reminded, but yeah.
And not to cut you off or tell you how to do your job, but you want to put up the graphic for Mr. Stamp there?
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry.
He's slacking. He's tired today. No, there we go. I'm just joking. Maybe you need more coffee. I actually was up way too early for no reason, and I'm actually, I don't drink pop very often, but I'm having a nice, are you cold? Have a nice cherry Coke.
Nope, I've got coffee. Oh, and I have the good coffee too, because I did the whole French press for this coffee. So
ooh la la, he's getting fancy over there, folks. I actually just told, speaking of Zod, I told my co-host that I watched Superman again. I happen to have
not that Superman,
that Superman, but the new one again, and yeah, that's my Superman, baby. I don't know.
Yeah, he's good. Like I like it. I liked it a lot.
In the end, when Crypto's owner shows up, not to give any spoilers, but that's Rockies anyway. All right. Well, there's our sad stuff. You know what time it is.
I do. It's time for
Shit, I was scared for a minute. I thought you were going to say it was clobbering time. Punk's here?
Is CM Punk here? Yeah.
Punk's here. No. We're going to kick off Bullshit Corner with a little revisit. If you follow us and you listened last week, we introduced the first face of Mr. Mock Foley, one Unkind. And we wanted to share a few things because this is the updated version. Look, we loved this so much. We worked on this shit during the whole podcast. Just so you know, like, we still do our job.
Yeah, you told me about Unkind. I was like, I'm making a logo because you have this like weird happy fit or this. I didn't like the way it looked.
I was trying to do something different. I didn't quite like the way it looked either, but I literally did it that morning and was just kind of. So this is the updated. This is much better. This is the updated look of Unkind, right here.
I'm not trying to bash it. I just like the.
No.
I just wanted the happy face to look more normal.
I agree. This is better. Yeah, you're not. I know you're not bashing. I agree. This is better. So yeah, this is our updated look. And then he proceeded to come up with a logo and send it to me, where I retaliated with, of course, the quote that Unkind had to have.
Absolutely. This makes a lot of sense.
Have a nice day. So, of course, Unkind's going to say, have a
bad day.
Not only is that logo amazing, it's fucking creepy. I just want to say, don't take that as an insult.
No, I like this logo a lot, actually.
It's kind of funny, yet evil and sinister. Yeah, and when you did the AI live thing to it, that was kind of...
Man, I'm loving this so much that I went looking for the prices of the Mankind mask.
Oh my gosh!
So I could literally wear it on the podcast.
Because I've also been shopping. It's going to happen, folks. Unkind will have a mask. I've also been looking.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, I don't want to rush things, right? I talked to my co-host off air, and there are 2 more faces of Foley, but we're not going to rush it, right? We're going to marinate on Unkind for a minute before we unveil the next face of Foley. We don't want to just pop them all out at one time, right? Got to tease a little. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna love on.
I would happily just be Mock Foley on the pod, like with mask.
It may happen, right?
Yeah, it might. It might.
So there you go.
Maybe if we get some more of that hush money, because I didn't have the money for those masks. And then not only do I want the mask, I want to make a shirt with that right there. Have a bad day.
That would be amazing, right?
With the Boomer and Blaze, with the Unkind on the back.
It's not nice, folks. Unkind is not nice.
Ugh.
He will not hold the door open for you. You know what I mean?
No. I want you to have a bad day.
Yeah, he wants you to have a bad day. He's like George Costanza in the one episode where there's a fire alarm and he pushes children and women out of the way to get out.
Oh my gosh.
That's kind of shit Unkind would do right there. So there you go. The first face of Foley. Share, follow. Are you spilling? Don't spill. I'm not spilling.
No. I'm not
spilling. Loud.
I don't spill coffee. That's terrible.
That would be terrible. We don't want any like shocks happening like out of nowhere on the
show. Well, then I would be having a bad day.
You were having a bad day, yeah. That was a song, wasn't it?
Maybe, perhaps.
Well, we're gonna move on to something apparently that happens every year, and I guess I've been lost as much as I love Halloween, but it's that time of the year again, almost, which we love.
Oh yes.
And Fanta apparently does this every year. They release horror-themed drinks and cans, and I did not know this. So the new lineup's out, and yeah, we're getting.
I want that Chucky. What is
flavored? It's a cherry flavor. It's Chucky's Punch. Maybe it's a fruit punch. I mean, not a cherry flavor. It's called Chucky's Punch. These are all the same actual flavors of Fanta. They're just changing them for Halloween. So this is, if you drink red Fanta, it's the same shit. It's still Fanta fruit punch. It's just cool collector's cans. You'll also be able to get Michael Myers as an option. I'm trying to pull this up real quick, see who else is there. Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy will also be featured.
Freddy Fazbear, or whatever his name is.
And they're also releasing Beetlejuice cans as well from Beetlejuice.
Cool.
So you'll be able to get, and it's every character. Basically.
Now I want some Fanta. I wonder if they have zero sugar.
So I will say that as a little bit of a nerd, this is what you do, kids. This is a little free advice. Because believe it or not, my mom, I don't know if you remember this, but my mom used to collect like pop cans and beer cans. Like Pepsi went on that kick for a long time where they came out with all these special cans. And if you had blah, blah, blah.
I remember trying to collect the Star Wars ones.
I learned from that experience that the best thing to do if you want to keep a can like this, because I have a couple of Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer cans, is take a needle or something and poke a pinhole in the bottom and drain all the liquid out. and then keep the can. That way you don't have to worry about the can ever exploding. And if you do it right, it looks like it's just an unopened can, and no one can even tell that you drained all the liquid out. So there's some free advice. There's some DIY for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A little neat trick.
I'll be damned.
But it looks like I'm going to have to buy some Fanta. I wonder if I bet you can't buy them individual. That would be better. You'll probably have to buy the 12 packs.
Yeah, no, and I don't drink regular pop, so if they don't have zero sugar, I'm going to be buying it for my kids.
Fanta does make it, I believe. I wonder if they'll put it on the special edition cans. I don't know, but it's right around the corner. And we know we got a lot of love for Chucky on the show.
Oh man! Speaking of around the corner, have you come up with a question for us to answer? Because I know we've been doing that every Halloween.
And what I was just getting ready to say is, and we talked about this, I think, before we left on our little hiatus, the holidays are coming up and it's hard for me. I got to come up with topics, not only for Halloween, but Thanksgiving, Christmas, because the first year we were on the air, I just put out all these bangers after banger.
And I love doing them. I love doing them. So I would like to continue.
Come up with something. I am going to come up with something. No worries. I will definitely come up with more. And Halloween and, Thanksgiving and all that. But that means someone else is lurking around the corner pretty soon, and we won't talk about her yet. We'll just pretend like she's still in the iceberg. She won't start breaking.
Oh, God, no. Let's not talk about her.
Anyway.
We don't talk about... We're not going to say her name.
No, because if you do, it's like Beetlejuice or Candyman. You can't say that shit.
If you say her name once, the ice starts to crack.
I can certainly... Just this little segment.
She keeps coming earlier and earlier.
Anyone who listens and follows the show should know what we're teasing right now, but we don't say her name this early. And if you follow our show, most of the time we don't talk about her except this one fucking time of year. So
I'm looking forward to your AI video of that picture.
Good. I have that picture too. Yeah,
I have it too, and I can give it to you. I guess I could do it myself too, but
still, that's a good call. That's a good call. AI Live's so much fun. But sometimes it doesn't work. Like
sometimes it's really weird.
Sometimes no matter what prompt you use, you're like, yeah, I don't think nope, yeah, that's not. And then when the weird people pop up or shit that aren't even in the photo, that stuff's kind of
yeah. And then you have some absolute bangers. Like I hate to admit it, but that Brock Lesnar with the fire behind him, that was cool as shit.
That one's cool, yeah. And a lot of the Goldberg ones were fire. As much as he's a dick, fuck you, Goldberg.
Why does he have to look so cool?
It did look cool. While we're throwing out fucks, and this is random, but fuck you again, Bubba the Love Sponge. You're a piece of shit. Okay, we can move on. I'm sorry. I don't know who he is, but we're bringing that asshole up again. I just want to say fuck you again. Anyway, our next topic, I think we might have cracked the case here because we all know that The Simpsons predict shit all the time. Some people say it's a coincidence, but come on. You can just go back and look in a lot of the shit. So maybe this is why, because there's been a discovery, and they've discovered a drawing of Marge in fucking Egypt in a tomb. On the top of this, that's the legit picture right there that they've discovered in Egypt. Tell me that doesn't look like Marge Simpson.
Huh.
Yeah, the top of the coffin. So are the Simpsons actually Egyptian gods? See, are we missing something here? This could explain.
That would explain a lot. That's how they keep predicting things.
I mean, I know it's not exact, but come on, that's a little wild.
It's pretty close. She looks a little yellow. She looks like she has blue hair, and she even has the outfit correct. Yeah. The only thing difference is Marge normally wears a dress, and that looks like pants.
Like it might be pants, or it might still. And like the first season of The Simpsons, look at that Marge. She looks a lot more like this drawing in the face, because the first season of The Simpsons, they weren't quite so. First couple years they looked like just pencil drawings, basically. So. But here, this is it. This is why The Simpsons know everything. There's a tie-in here, folks. Everybody's worried about the Illuminati, and it all really comes down to The Simpsons.
Everybody is worshiping Marge. Jeez.
Yeah, look at that. Like, there's the key. Maybe I'm not even. Never mind. I had some jokes in mind. We're just gonna ignore that. But there we go. This explains everything. And if you want to know the future, just watch The Simpsons. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, because she's an Egyptian god, apparently.
She's an Egyptian goddess. I wonder what that makes Homer. He's got to be a god, right? Do you think he ends up being like Zeus or something? Like they uncover Moses' tomb. Well, that's Moses.
I don't know. The gods fucked humans too, so.
That's true.
They weren't exactly.
Homer could have been the dumb stable boy.
Yeah.
He just got lucky.
Could have been.
it's still a wild world, and I don't know. I just thought this was cool. That's why I had to share it. That's pretty fucking crazy.
This is kind of cool. I didn't see. I didn't know anything about this.
And when it popped up on my Facebook, I also, of course, Googled it because I don't trust AI and Facebook and everything. So I wanted to make sure it was legit. I try not to look like a jackass on the show unless I do it to myself. But when I'm talking about shit like this, I try to make sure it's real before I just go out and throw it. But this is legit. This is pretty cool. So
wow. All
right.
right.
It's going to go. End up in a museum or something, I'm sure. But now, this next topic, we actually brought this up when me and you announced. Well, we didn't announce it, but we shared the announcement of Spaceballs 2, and we're both like, who's going to be Barf? And so this came out, and
I did see this.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together or even think about this, but Chris Candy will be portraying Barf in Spaceballs 2, but it has also come out, too, that it's going to be a cameo and a tribute, not a full, so we're not going to see Barf, like, in the whole movie. But it's still cool. I mean, obvious choice to be Barf.
Is Chris Candy an actor? Is that why?
I pull that up because I didn't know he was. I have my stuff though. I tried to be professional today since I got up way too early for no reason. Here we go. I don't know. Like, there's his Wikipedia. No, that's the Spaceballs Wikipedia. Yeah, I don't know if he actually acts. To be honest, I really don't.
That might be why he's just a cameo and not in the whole thing. Maybe they're like, we know you're not an actor, but
he does say he is an actor and a writer. Let's say he is.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. This is horrible that I didn't even know. I'm not going to say I didn't know John Candy had kids, but I didn't really know he had a son that acted. That was.
I didn't know that either.
Me.
I mean, there's a lot of celebrities that probably have kids that I don't know about, so it's not really that shocking that you don't know he has a kid. But if that kid starts acting, you don't know.
Right, and especially if they don't, they try to stay out of the spotlight a little bit, or if they don't look exactly like, their celebrity parent, things like that. But there you go. So Chris Candy will be, and there was also a really cool picture. I didn't do a graphic for this week of Mel Brooks and Rick Moranis and Bill Pullman, all standing under Lord Helmet's helmet for a promo shoot for Spaceballs too. That was pretty cool as well. So there you go, Chris Candy.
Woohoo!
Woo woo woo! I can't wait. I hope Spaceballs 2. I love Mel Brooks, and I'm not trying to be an ass, but I think we both agree on this. I hope Spaceballs 2 is better than History of the World Part 2.
I liked History of the World Part 2.
It was okay, but
it wasn't like reinventing the wheel. It wasn't better than his old stuff, but I still enjoyed it. It still gave me the Mel Brooks humor that I love.
Yeah.
But I guess I looked at History of the World Part 2 kind of like how I look Spaceballs. Now, I haven't watched Spaceballs in forever, but Spaceballs has always been one of my least favorite when it comes to, which I know sounds crazy because I love Star Wars.
Yeah,
but
and it's actually one of my favorites.
It's one of my least favorites on Mel Brooks. I don't know. I think it was too clean. Like, I'm used to Mel Brooks being pretty damn raunchy. And from what I remember of Spaceballs, and like I said, I haven't watched it in forever, since they were parodying Star Wars, it's like they tried to go more of a family-friendly comedy.
Well, yeah, and all that was part of. There were certain things they couldn't do because of how close it was of making fun of Star Wars.
So
I remember he even had to negotiate to have the Spaceballs merchandise little segment that he did in the movie because of certain, so it was just.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever. It was a bunch of political BS. But Spaceballs and Robin Hood are two of my favorites. I mean,
well, that was all part of because Mel Brooks asked permission from George Lucas to do the parody, and George Lucas agreed, but he said no merchandising for it.
Yeah,
he didn't want him to merchandise it.
There of the fake merchandise, and
so that's why he did that. So that was actually. It wasn't. I mean, I guess it could be considered political BS, but that was a specific request that he honored.
Yeah.
So I think that's less political bullshit because it wasn't like lawyers came in. It's like, you can't do that.
No,
it was a respectful decision that he made to honor George Lucas.
It was kind of dicky-ish on Lucas, though, I think.
Well, in fairness, that's how Lucas became such a like
But you
like
would think of his business-
merchandising is what got Star Wars to be huge.
you think of his business mind, though, he would have been like, you can make Spaceballs merchandise, but I need a little cut. Got to cut me in.
I'm surprised he didn't just
That's the way I thought he would have
just
done.
endorse it and be like, let my people make it, and
Let my people go. Oh, that's a whole nother thing. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. But there you go. We're going to get a little bit of barf. We're going to get some barf.
If it helps, if it makes more sense, my favorite Mel Brooks is Blazing Saddles. So that's the kind of humor I'm used to when it comes to Mel Brooks.
You know, that's probably everyone's first pick. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to something I hope isn't true.
Oh, this is scary.
So there is a report out that is legit. I looked it up. Of course, TMZ reported it about a lawsuit against Priscilla Presley involving her daughter, Lisa. And yeah, these people are claiming that basically that Priscilla helped push along Lisa's death so she could gain control of Elvis's estate.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it's a horrible story. I had to look it up. I mean, and I'm thinking, man, to accuse somebody of that is horrible. But the people who are accusing her was actually an auction house. The guy's name's Kevin Fiaco or something like that. But Presley hired this auction house to help her sell some of Elvis's stuff because she was financially struggling. And basically, they helped her sell all this shit. She made a bunch of money, then decided she wasn't going to pay them for their services. So now, obviously, they are suing her for the money they owe her. But they're also bringing this up in the case that she was planning the whole time, like doing everything she could to try to rush along Lisa's death. And I'm thinking now, we don't know yet, right? We don't know yet. But here's my thought. Why would these people add this to this case? Like, they don't need to say she was doing this. Like, they provided a service. She didn't pay them. All they
have to have some kind of evidence.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And like, they don't, but what I'm saying is they don't have to bring this up to get their money, right? That's a whole separate thing. Like, there was no reason to bring this up unless they know something, because all you had to do was say, hey, we did this for her. She never paid us. That's your lawsuit. So if they're bringing this up, I feel like they know something or have some kind of evidence, because there's no other reason to do it. You have a clean, legit case to get the money that she owes you. But yeah, I mean, one thing they brought up is that, and Lisa was struggling with some sickness, illness, or whatever before she died. And they point out how Priscilla insisted that Lisa went to the, oh, come on, where is it? It was some kind of award show right before she died. I can't find it in the article. But anyway, insisted she went to this award show even though she was sick. And Lisa Marie actually passed out at the award show because she was feeling so sick.
Jeez, to do that to your own daughter is fucked up.
And then they also claim that this is just what the lawsuit's claiming. They claimed once Lisa was in the hospital, and as soon as Priscilla had the chance, she said, pull the plug. As soon as she had the chance. Now, if you don't know, after Elvis passed away, there was a whole nother lawsuit, and Priscilla ended up not getting control anyway. Control went to the granddaughter of Elvis. So if Priscilla did do this for that purpose, it didn't work because she ended up not becoming in control of Elvis's estate anyway. So I hope this doesn't
know that.
Yeah, it was a public case when it happened. Yeah, the granddaughter ended up taking over.
No, I meant when she pulled the plug.
No. She didn't know that. She didn't know that was going to happen. No. Priscilla was supposed to get it, and then another lawsuit happened where it ended up going to the granddaughter. It all had to do with they were about to lose Graceland and Priscilla's finance. She basically fucked everything up. And they were about to lose Graceland. Like, Graceland wasn't going to be public anymore. People weren't going to be able to visit. Like, they were literally going to take it. So the granddaughter ended up with everything. So there you go. Now, I will point out that same granddaughter does not believe this. She does not believe that Priscilla would do this. And I hope it's not true. Because to your own child, you know what I mean? Like, just for that. Because in my mind, why would it matter? You were married to Elvis forever. You've had that Elvis money for years. So why does it matter if you're in control of it or not? Like, it's horrible. I hope it's not true. All I can say is I just hope it's not true. Like,
Or maybe it's a matter of somebody misunderstood. Maybe this was what Lisa Marie wanted, and she was just following her daughter's wishes.
Actually, Lisa Marie's wishes were to be kept alive as long as possible, which is another twist to the case.
Oh.
So unfortunately,
I tried, Priscilla. I tried. You're
now
just
part of me wonders if this did happen, because we don't know everything about the personal lives. I wonder if Priscilla was maybe in debt to the wrong kind of people, because Elvis had ties with not so good people back in the day, and maybe that continued.
Right.
Maybe she was into it because she was at a financial badness. Maybe she borrowed some money where she shouldn't have. Who knows? But I'm just kind of hoping it's not true. That's what I'm hoping. So we will see.
It'd be pretty messed up to do that to your own child.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we are ready to move on to wrestling news. Some WWE news this week. I don't know if you know that over the weekend, and I didn't get to see all of it, but I saw quite a bit of it. We had Triple Mania, and it was on WWE's YouTube channel because, of course, they own it now. And as I share this graphic with you, I think this is kind of funny and not, I know, but the gentleman with the cape there sitting beside Dominic, that is El Hijo del Viking. He is their champion. He had to defend his title again in a fatal four-way, and everyone else is from the WWE. All three of those guys, guys at this Triple A show. I don't know how we have never brought up El Grande Americano on the show. Maybe we have once or twice, but of course, this is not the first El Grande Americano. That's El Grande Americano 2 right there. Who isn't Ludwig Kaiser? That's not who's under that mask. No, it's not who that is. Just, which, by the way, El Grande Americano came out with live music, and he was singing. It was just hilarious. But this was the main event of the show. And I think I brought this up before, but Dominic is the man in Mexico. Like, Dominic is over in Mexico. Even though he's a heel, they love him in Mexico. He came out with the lucha mask on, which he's done before.
I like it when he comes out with the mask and then takes it off.
Well, towards the end of the match, he decided to put the mask back on and may have had a little help from a friend in the mask. So he loaded the mask, and he's just throwing headbutts to everybody, knocking him out. He goes up top, and he performs a frog splash, and the ref starts the count. 1, 2, and a masked man pulled the referee out of the ring. The masked man came into the ring and revealed himself, and it was AJ. AJ went all the way to Mexico just to fuck Dominic out of winning the title.
Nice.
Because he hit him with his finisher and then put El Viking on top and got the ref back in the ring, and Viking kept his title. Viking kept his championship. So,
I feel like Triple Mania should have been all triple threats.
Okay, so actually, you would think that because of the way they pronounce this is actually their WrestleMania. So this is their big.
I gathered that.
Yeah. So that was cool to see AJ there. There was also another.
The logo even kind of looks like I think the most current WrestleMania too.
And by the way, the next joint pay-per-view show will be Worlds Collide, and Dominic's going to get a one-on-one title shot against Viking in that one. So there was also a point in the pay-per-view where they had this match going on, this tag match, and the one team went to do a table spot. And of course, since we're in Mexico, they took out the American announce table instead of the Spanish announce table.
That's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
By the way, it was JBL and Corey Graves on commentary, by the way. JBL and this. So I don't know if you know who Microman is, but they had a battle royal, and Microman came out, and then the next entrance was Omos, who has been gone for a while. And you have to go online to see the clip. But Microman goes off the ropes thinking he's going to do something, and all almost does is stick his foot up and just big boots him and kills the man. So it's it was the most watched moment from Triple Mania, was this showdown between Microman and Omos. Microman is the smallest wrestler there is. He might be one of the smallest people alive. He is definitely the smallest, and he's older too. He's been around a long time, but people ate this up. There's La Parca in the background. You can see sitting on the corner. And Omos did win this match, by the way. So there you go. But that is quite the visual, is it not? Like,
yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find this clip
of Omos and Microman, as they call him.
Yeah.
Also in this battle royal, Otis returned. I believe Otis has been out ever since Rusev beat his ass on Monday Night Raw, so he may return in this battle royal as well.
Yeah, I just saw it. While looking, I saw Otis.
Otis was like the first one trying to protect Microman because as soon as Otis started coming out, everybody's like, "Oh shit!"
I found a clip on the YouTubes.
On the
I think
YouTube,
we're gonna go ahead and watch it. I don't know if it's exactly what you just described, but it is where it looks like Omos just first sees Microman.
okay, so it should be at the point that picture is where he turns around. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's
So it will be the we're gonna see him kill him.
yes. Poor
Microman.
Poor Microman.
Wait a minute. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No, wait, no, don't. Wait. Wait a minute. He's looking around. Look below.
Look below.
This is almost surreal to me. This is biblical.
This is biblical.
No.
Oh,
yep. Damn! The sound! The sound!
Like that, and I bet
he's dead. That's heat, baby.
Still in the match.
Still in the match.
I'm honestly beginning to wonder if the rest of the competitors have forgotten about Micro.
I did not see the rest of this clip either. I only saw the
short
beach.
on brains. See what you did there, John.
Oh my God.
Oh, Moss. Putting Otis down. Otis was the only one helping you.
He's hitting him. He's hitting him.
Now the pinning is This is wrestling, kids. This is why we watch it right here.
Little bro, man, just eliminated Otis. You little dummy. That was the only one helping you. Now you're turning into
Like I said, he might be concussed.
I think things are about to get a little bit worse for Microman.
Oh no. Oh no.
Good Lord. Oh, Moss.
I did not see
Mercy,
this.
please.
Oh no.
Please.
Almost like a sacrificial
Oh
lamb
my
up there.
God. I wouldn't want to be that high. Let alone that poor guy.
Oh, he's gentle. Thank goodness.
And almost mercifully, Abismo Negro Cruz del Toro
Thank goodness.
breaking Microman's fall.
I bet he could
Wow.
throw him halfway across the arena. I think that could happen.
Huh?
The other interesting thing that happened in Triple Mania, I think we discussed this when WWE bought AAA. They immediately took the title off of Alberto Del Rio, and everyone thought they were going to send him to WWE, but they just let him go. And guess whose name was getting chanted all night long last night?
Alberto Del Rio?
Yeah, they were even booing El Vikingo when he won because
Wow.
Rey Mysterio was out there inducting Conan into the Hall of Fame, and all they were doing was cheering for Alberto Del Rio. He's Patreon over there. And Rey said, I hear you. I'll bring him back. Rey said that on camera. I don't know if that was a shoot or a work, but
So
Rey
in
got you.
Mexican wrestling or luchadors, is it just kind of like customary to have your name end in O?
Yeah. Yes.
Alberto Del Rio, Rey Mysterio.
You're L and you ended O. You have to be
L, what was it? What was the
Door del Toito? I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, so there you go. Triple Mania. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. If you haven't watched one, you should, kid. It's on the YouTubes.
I haven't watched it.
So the next thing, this one kind of, I'm scratching my head. Maybe partly because I didn't watch a lot of ECW, but next month's pay-per-view has been named, and they're bringing back an ECW branded pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, WWE WrestlePalooza.
Huh.
This is real. Again, I just think I never really, I don't even know if I had access to ECW. This is something I seeked out. I was too busy watching WCW and WWE, so I knew of ECW, but I never saw a whole lot of it. This is legit. They are actually going to call it WrestlePalooza.
I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to when we start hitting the ECW pay-per-views.
Well, by the way, last night, just to help hype this up, I mean, they were in Philadelphia, and Paul Heyman just starts dropping this ECW themed promo on Main Event J, and we end up getting a street fight, an ECW. We got an Extreme Rules match on Raw, and it was all part of trying to promote this. But there's two more interesting things about this. They're going to run it at the same time, same day as AEW's pay-per-view. And then the other rumor is, even though it's not officially starting yet, the rumor is this show is going to be on ESPN.
Oh, so that's coming that quick?
No. It's not going to be the full change. So we're talking about this specific pay-per-view on ESPN, just kind of as a tease of the future. And the rumor main event, which I believe will be the main event, is going to be Cena and Lesnar. But the other rumor is it's going to be Hell in a Cell. So yeah, they're not doing the official changeover yet, but they're talking about. And to be honest, part of the reason I think they're going to put this on ESPN is because the day they want to run the pay-per-view isn't available with Peacock because of some kind of sports or something, and they really want to run the same day as AEW. So I think that's part of the reason they're going to put it on ESPN, is so they can compete with AEW's pay-per-view. So it should be interesting. But I just think out of all the ECW, like One Night Stand, I thought is what they would bring back, because they actually did that in WWE before, and that was like one of the big ECW pay-per-views. But they are going with WrestlePalooza. So
my guess is, wasn't this around the time when this probably started, WrestlePalooza, around the time Lollapalooza came out? So this was probably a direct parody of Lollapalooza.
I do not have a lot of ECW knowledge. I won't lie. It just wasn't my, when you're busy watching, Ric Flair, Sting, The Rock, Hollywood Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, you don't really search out Tommy Dreamer and Sandman. No offense, guys, but I'm just saying that, anytime I saw like even a little bit of ECW, I'm like, that just looks like some guys in the backyard. Like, those are my things.
It did.
No disrespect to them. It just wasn't my.
Hell, wasn't the ECW video game Backyard Wrestling?
No, that was the Insane Clown Posse video game.
Oh, that's right. I thought they came out with an ECW Backyard Wrestling.
Maybe they did. But I thought the Insane Clown Posse had one too, or maybe they were just in that game.
They did have a ICP one, but no. Lollapalooza started in 1991 as a farewell tour for Jane's Addiction.
Yeah, I knew all about Lollapalooza.
It was around this time that probably got popular. So
yeah, probably. But kind of a good transition there, because you were just talking about some video games, and that's what's next.
That's what's next. All right.
A video game review.
I have something for that.
I bet you do. Ladies and gentlemen, give my co-host some love. Come on now. That video didn't make itself, okay?
I love that video.
Video game review intro.
Love the music that I found.
Music is perfect. And here we are back with another review, and this time it is one I remember very fondly.
Oh, yeah. I made sure to put this intro because I remember this intro, too.
Yeah.
So much.
It is WWF WrestleMania 2000.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I played this game more than any other wrestling game, even more so than WCW versus NWO. Because at the time, I was much more a WWF fan than WCW. So this game was just amazing for me.
Yeah. It was definitely this and No Mercy, the 264 games. And we're actually going to get into it. And here's part of it is, Revenge was done by THQ. And then they went to the WWE. So this game was actually the same exact engine as WCW NWO Revenge.
Yes.
So, but I know because of course, I like all the creation stuff in too, but I know this had to be one of your favorites because of so many of the things you could do in this game that you could not do before, including changing wrestlers' gears to the point where you could put the Rock's trunks on Stone Cold Steve Austin if that's what you felt like doing. So I know you had to like that part of it.
Oh, that's why because if I remember right, WCW versus NWO Revenge, I could only change characters, and I did that 100%. I did that. You didn't. You could change them. You could change their name. You essentially took the place of those. This one, I believe, had an actual create a character introduction, if I remember right.
This was actually the first WWE game that allowed you to freely edit your superstars, which is what I just mentioned, which was like changing their tights and all of that.
Yeah.
And they actually each had, they also had templates. So they had 4 templates. Every character had 4 templates. So you could actually have 4 different outfits for each of your wrestlers. Now, you could also create superstars, but of course it had limited memory. So there was also the option, I remember I did it once or twice, that actually in those 4 slots you could put different superstars, but the only catch to that was they would all have the same move set. So if you ran out of room for a creative wrestler, you could put him as an alternate attire almost.
Yeah.
And it could be a totally different wrestler, but they would just have the same move set.
Which I'm pretty sure I did that a lot, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure to do. And I've probably mentioned this on the show before, but the one thing is like the reason that Nintendo 64 will always be my favorite system is because it's the first one I bought myself when I got my first apartment. So I have a little bit of that sentimental attachment to the Nintendo 64. And I know I played the hell even back then. And I'm sure they didn't have a universe mode. I remember a WrestleMania mode on this, but I'm sure they didn't have universe like we know it today. But I still did that stuff anyway. I still made up my own.
Oh, it was Road to WrestleMania mode. And if I remember right, I did actually, even though there was a creative player, I believe I did change the names of a bunch of these. So when I was playing the Road to WrestleMania, I was actually facing my created characters instead of, which I loved. But I would play against my created characters that I changed all these people to.
And then I do remember something about this, because of course these guys had just done WCW and NWO Revenge. When you went to create wrestlers, you could find some familiar movesets, such like that belonged to Goldberg and Diamond Dallas Page and the Macho Man. Even though those guys weren't in the game, their move sets and their moves and everything.
Well, that's still a staple to wrestling nowadays.
Oh, yeah. That's one of my favorite things. I think when I get the new wrestling game is when you go to like the Create Studio to see who's in, what wrestlers are on there that aren't actually on there, and you know right away. Yeah. Like you watch an entrance or something. But here was something else unique I forgot about this game. So, they had a feature where you can make 2 superstars' entrance music the same if they were a real life team. So, for example, if you put Road Dogg and Mr. Ass together, they would be introduced as the New Age Outlaws. And this was the first time in the game where that would happen, where tag teams actually came out and were introduced as tag teams. Yes.
Huh. I didn't know that. Actually, that's crazy.
Not just, well, no, it's more than that. I kind of they didn't only come out together, they were also announced as the tag team as well. So it was the entire entrance. It was like the whole deal. Like if you put those 2 together in the game and did a match together, they're going to be announced as the New Age Outlaws. So it's the whole, thing, if that makes any sense.
Man, tag team wrestling sucked before this, huh?
Right. Well, yeah,
this one confuses me.
If you would have picked Billy Gunn and Mr. Ass, they would have came out separately, and they wouldn't have said the New Age Outlaws. They just would have came out separately, and they would have came out for a tag team match.
Yeah.
Now, this also had some things that we didn't see in WCW and NWO Revenge, such as a steel cage match. They also had a first blood match. They had a better and more expanded reversals and counter moves. And there was also, and of course the roster. The roster was huge. This is also, by the way, the only game that had Scott Taylor and Brian Christopher featured as Too Much. This wasn't the only game they were in, but this was the only game that had them as Too Much.
Because that wasn't a very long gimmick.
Which we all know is the greatest tag team name ever. Also, by the way, it's the only game where Sean Stasiak appeared as Meat.
Oh, yeah. I forgot all about Meat.
Yeah. One other side note, it's the only game that the Blue Meanie was on. The only WWE game that the Blue Meanie appeared on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Was this the first game with like a momentum meter instead of just a health bar?
Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, I am so glad you brought that up. That is the first game to have that feature. The momentum bar. Yes. And I had that note written down and then I totally forgot about it. It was. And by the way, kids, you can laugh at us now, but I thought these graphics were amazing, even though it's just like their picture of their face plastered on a body.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy if you look at it now, but I thought it had great. The other thing is like, and of course we've talked about this with some of the games right before this too, but this is where you can actually start telling. Like wrestlers have their actual move sets, and they don't all just move the same way, and they're not all doing this. Remember the game we reviewed with the hands?
Oh yeah. Attitude was so crappy, and the weird thing is Attitude probably had slightly better graphics than this one because of the way the style is. But this one was so good.
It was.
I loved this game.
I know I play. Oh, and it did. See, now they just showed the calendar. That was the Road to WrestleMania mode.
Yeah, that's what's going through right here is the Road to WrestleMania, and I love the Road to WrestleMania mode.
Yeah, that was the. Well, here we go. I'm going to pull up the roster. I'm obviously not going to read off every person that was on here, but man,
yeah, there was a lot if I remember right.
Gerald Briscoe. I don't remember being able to play as Gerald Briscoe. There's a Chaz on here, and I don't even know who Chaz is. We have Draws, the Godfather, Hardcore Holly, Jeff Jarrett, Kane, Mark Henry, Mankind, Meat, Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes is on Midian, Prince Albert, Road Dogg, Pest, Rock, Val Venus, Egg Pocket goes on and on. But there were only 6 female wrestlers, so I'll read that. China, Deborah, Ivory, Jacqueline, Terry Reynolds, and Tori for the females available. Dudes.
So, question.
Yes.
When did this come out? Because we're seeing wrestlers so far that we haven't seen on our podcast. Now it's probably they just haven't been on the pay-per-view.
They just haven't been on the pay-per-view.
And Prince Albert.
We've been discussing Meat because he's been on pre-shows. But this game came out in 99, and that's where we are right now. So
I know. I meant like month.
Oh, it came out, let's see, November, depending on where you lived, November, December of 99. It was December in the UK.
So this is
November here. Yeah. So.
Okay, so this is at the end of the
at the end of
year. So we haven't got to when this.
So these are guys that are there, but we just haven't seen on pay-per-views yet. But they are there. I forgot about the unlockables, though. Do you remember this? Do you remember that you had unlockable wrestlers from winning the Road to WrestleMania?
You'll have to remind me who they were, but I do remember
because I don't remember these guys. So these are all the characters you could unlock on the Road to WrestleMania. Cactus Jack, Dude Love.
Okay, I think I do remember that. You could get all the faces of Foley, but you had to unlock them.
Jerry the King Lawler.
That's a good one.
This next one I remembered, I don't know why, but Jim Ross. And the reason I remember it is because I remember you could wrestle with Jim Ross, and I would give him movesets that weren't his, so you could do some crazy shit with him. You know what I mean? Give him like a luchador moveset so you could swanton people. Paul Bearer, Shawn Michaels, and Stephanie McMahon.
Nice.
So those were your unlockable.
It's weird to think of Shawn Michaels as an unlockable.
Right?
You know?
It is.
Like,
and he's not actually on the game, but Shane McMahon and Steve Blackman are. And not Shawn Michaels. The Goons are on there too. That is just hilarious. By the way, here we go again. This is the only THQ game where Draws, Mosh, Brash, and Jeff Jarrett are all playable characters. So, that's interesting as well. The Shawn Michaels thing is really interesting. I wonder why he wasn't actually a character.
I remember that. Oh, sorry. The ring bell whenever you punch him in the balls.
Yes. Yes. I also remember.
I think it happened with women too.
I also remember thinking too, like, wow, look how realistic that crowd is. Like for this time in the graphic, the signs look pretty legit too. The crowd's actually pretty good for the, considering the time.
Oh man, watching this video is really making me want to go back and dust out my 64.
You know, I don't have one, but it makes me want to get one again. I actually did that when I was married. I bought one again, and I don't know what happened to it because that's just how tied I remember I had the Donkey Kong edition one.
Honestly, I think I own this game still. I think I have it somewhere packed away.
And yes, I know that you can play. Of course, we've talked about this. You can't really play the wrestling games, but you can play a lot of the nostalgic games on the Switch. But it's still not the same as playing it on the actual system.
Yeah,
like, there's just something about having the original system that makes it a different experience, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I wish I could find. Me and my brother have talked about this. We wish they would throw, and I'm pretty sure it's a licensing thing. There's Scott Taylor, but but you know how the Nintendo Switch has a 64 thing on there.
Yeah, but no wrestling. Yeah.
But they don't have any of these wrestling games. I'm like, I wish, but I think it's just a licensing issue.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's probably why not. But man, it would be so nice.
It would be.
I would probably play the shit out of this game if they threw that on there.
I remember.
I want to play it right now.
I remember getting to a point where my girlfriend at the time sometimes would get mad. I spent too much time playing this game. Of course, she just knew I was on the 64. She didn't know exactly what I was playing. But if it wasn't this, it was fucking, GoldenEye or Mario, Donkey Kong, whatever. But yeah, great game. Bring back the nostalgia. AEW had the graphic part right, but their game sucked a dick. Let's just throw that out there. The graphics looked cool. I like the throwback to that, but that was a horrible game.
I didn't mind it. I don't think it's as bad as people give it, but it wasn't great. But I hope that it was good enough where they get to try again. I want them to make another one.
Already brought that up. They're working on that. They're going to give it another shot. Yeah. Which I'm glad too. I agree. TNA came out with one wrestling game back in the day, which I enjoyed, but it failed and a lot of people hated it, so they just never tried again. That's not how that works. If it doesn't, AEW just needs a little bit of tuning on their game. It wasn't totally horrible. One, everybody wants a universe mode. We knew we were trying to be different, but everybody wants the universe mode. Come on.
Yeah, we like the universe mode.
Everybody wants that.
Don't take away features just because it wasn't used back then.
Yeah, because it was different. Yeah, don't do that. But anyway, great game. Oh, nostalgia. I could just sit here and watch this video for a long time. But
I know. I recorded about 16 minutes, so
I don't know. I don't think people would be like, "Hey, I really enjoy them watching video gameplay."
Yeah. I suppose we should probably move on to the next thing. But yeah, I loved this game. This game was fantastic.
Absolutely. I think everything on the 64 was. And by the way, our next review. Maybe we'll do that next week because our next review will be a WCW game. Normally don't do two back-to-back, but we will be on a WCW pay-per-view next week.
I mentioned I wanted to do. I wanted to try to do the WCW because I know we have plenty of WCW games to review.
Yeah, and you talk about a piece of shit. We could review that next week. I believe it's WCW Mayhem. Yeah.
When they lost this rights and then they had to go back to a shittier.
It's when they lost the THQ. Yeah, and but yeah, we might do that one next week since we're doing the WCW pay-per-view anyway. There you go.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, we only have one thing left.
Yeah. What time is it?
And it's one thing that I'm excited for.
It's the Chic Tweet of the Week.
Chic Tweet.
That's right, the Chic Tweet of the Week. And now, I'm going to throw it out there, and I will say that if you do not, the people that do not get this reference for this Chic Tweet, I understand, but I got it right away, and I'm so excited. And this week's Chic Tweet is, if nothing is shaking on Shakedown Street, then you can go fuck yourself forever.
What the hell is Shakedown Street?
So you don't know the reference, and that's okay. Because a lot of people may not know the reference, but I do, and I was really excited because that is actually a reference. And I don't normally make two Chic Tweet graphics, but I have a second one for the Chic Tweet. That Chic Tweet is a reference to the Grateful Dead. Shakedown Street is a Grateful Dead song.
Oh.
There's the album cover, but not with the Chic on it originally, obviously. But yeah, it's like a...
You should have this Chic on there.
One of my favorite Grateful Dead songs is on that album, which is Fire on the Mountain. But Shakedown Street's like a really funky 70s, almost disco type song from
I would have made the Chic cartoony like the picture.
And I was like, wow, the Sheik's the deadhead. Because this was posted before he passed away. So this was him
wow.
and his
That's cool.
family. And he had to have been a deadhead to have that reference. You know what I mean? That's not one of their commercial songs. You know, that's not one of those.
Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
most people know like Truckin' or Touch of Grey, you know, something like that. But
Yeah.
not one of their. Yeah, so there we go.
My ex-wife liked Grateful Dead. I was never a huge Deadhead myself.
May I suggest, folks, though, to just listen. You'll at least love the beat of Shakedown Street. It's like a song that'll make you feel good. And I almost pulled it up on YouTube, but I know you can only play so much of music. Like trailers are okay for movies, but you got to be careful playing music on the YouTubes. And and we don't want to get our show taken down. So
issues.
I just like, you can only literally do like 15 seconds, I think, or something, or 20 like that.
Right.
We're just going to tell you on your own. Nothing happened on. Anyway, yeah. So there we go. Sheik tweet. Little love for the dead. Love you, Sheik.
All